things that I'm fascinated with as a longtime marketing researcher is the way in which the industry, particularly consumer packaged goods where I play, mostly, is the way in which we can better activate consumers to take specific actions. There are enormous numbers of promotional tactics and techniques out there. Guess what? It turns out that certain promotional tactics, a sweepstakes, a rebate, they have differing levels of appeal across the gamut of the profiles, suggesting to most brands, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you are trying to get the broadest possible reach when it comes to promotional tactics, there are some things that if your profit customer lives in certain places within the grid, within the profiles, you really want to be sure you have this kind of a program. And if your profit customer lives someplace else, you really want to be sure you have that kind of a program. Coupons, as an example. Last year was the first year in, I think, 16 that we had an increase in coupon redemptions, economically driven. But the people who redeem coupons, they're scattered throughout all the profiles. There are different ways to talk to each of these different profiles and to provide them with the kinds of promotional tactics that make them feel as though you are attending to their desires and needs. Right? So if you can provide to a human being a inducement to purchase that is in a best way for them, it makes them feel as though you're taking care of them, you raise your odds of success. Turns out, I happen to run a sampling company. It turns out, you hear this all the time, everybody likes free things. And there is truth to that, which we've discovered, that done the right way, giving people an opportunity to try a product, to try an experience, to try a brand, call that a sample. If you do it in the right way, you have not quite universal appeal, but pretty much so. You really do have an opportunity, regardless of profile, if it's appropriate for your brand, if it's appropriate for your brand objectives, if it's appropriate in a venue that you can reach these people efficiently. A sample is a wonderful thing because it's not only a trial-inducing vehicle, it also starts a conversation. And in the world that we're in right now, where everything is social and everything is using the tools that I have to amplify my voice, we've done some very interesting things surrounding sampling and discovered that it is a trial vehicle, yes, of course, always has been, but further it starts to spur a conversation. And if you've got messaging around it and you provide people an opportunity to experience a product and you've talked to them about it in a way that appeals to their particular kind of a profile, what has now happened? I've now multiplied the likelihood that they're going to speak. And guess what? This person talks to that person. And you end up with something that is much more powerful than advertising, as we all know. 85% of the conversations we have in the United States surround brands. A television show is a brand, right? A book is a brand. I don't mean to say just things on packaging. So if you, as a brand marketer, can find a way to begin a conversation by giving someone an opportunity to try or experience the product in an ever-splintered media environment where it's ever more difficult to reach that ever more elusive human and give them what they want when they want it and set up an opportunity for them to try something, guess what? It's a very powerful promotional tactic among all of them that are out there. And one of the things that we've done, like we were talking about before in terms of media preferences, we've also done some investigation about these kinds of promotional preferences. And we see some differentiation in patterns. So we're not only talking about advertising and how to better influence the advertising and its placement and its messaging, we're also talking about the other side of your budget, which is the promotional budget, where to and how to best influence those purchase decisions closest to the shelf.